In a year when the NHS has been under immense pressure,
I want you to let me know if you get any pain.
Hello, correct. How much do you sell these for?
in the heart of Yorkshire,
You see, he's got a little mouth. Are you alright here?
a dedicated team is working around the clock.
Nice deep breaths. Really well.
Have a look at your ears, see if we've got any treasure in there.
So when you're ready?
I think we're ready.
They're with us for our most vulnerable moments.
Very, very painful now.
She's really struggling. I need you to stay still, darling.
It's like I'm in labour.
Facing life and death. Trauma and tears. Supporting each other through the toughest shifts.
Are you alright, though? Really well. Keep talking or singing out of stress. I've heard my singing. It's enough stress for anybody. How would you feel if I said you could go home? Happy legion.
This is Casualty 24/7.
Absolutely wonderful at Barnes Hospital.
On shift tonight, Junior Dr. Tom Lee.
The worrying thing is that despite all the treatment we've managed to give her, she seems to be getting worse rather than better.
How are you feeling?
Registrar Dr. Gemma Hartshorn.
Maybe I should have mentioned it's like I've given him a couple of pints.
Junior Dr. Emma Farraher.
We're checking to see if you've got a broken neck. So we like to not move it.
And volunteer Jane.
Has there anybody lost the ski goggles? They're not in your PP, don't wear that.
So, get ready to share a shift
Right, we'll lay down for 2 minutes. Pull you up, you can aid me.
at Barnsley Casualty.
There's currently 15 waiting, and it's terrible.
Barnsley's casualty team are halfway through their shift, battling extremely high patient numbers.
Just below 80 patients in.
Sister Harriet is coordinating a department which is over capacity.
It's edging on being the worst shift I've ever done.
And doctor wait times have doubled.
Lady, they haven't made a decision on it yet. We've got a 5, nearly 6 hour doctor wait. She's been here 6 and nearly 7 hours.
Casualty is full, but ambulances are still rushing in critically ill patients. This time, a man who was discovered by his wife.
This is Eric. Eric, it's a little bit unsteady on his feet. He was sat in his chair, reading a letter, and he dropped the letter and he's bent forward to pick it up, overbalanced, fallen out of the chair. Oh dear, that's not ideal. Any patient that comes in on a scoop with a collar blocks is always a little bit concerning because it means that the paramedics think there might be a problem with their spine. He ended up bumping it's the left side of the back of his head and the middle of his neck on the corner of the fireplace. It was quite sharp. The worst case scenario is that he's got a broken spine near the top and that if he moves, he damages his spinal cord. Eric!
Yeah?
I'm Emma. I'm one of the doctors. Don't try and look at me.
I'm not trying to look at you.
I know, but the automatic thing to do, isn't it? We want to keep your head still. So, have you got pain in your head or neck?
No,
No, not anymore.
no,
Nothing hurts.
no.
Okay, you're not going to move your head.
Right.
You follow my finger with your eyes. Did you lose consciousness?
No.
Does this feel the same on both sides of your face? When I touch your forehead, does it feel the same on both sides? How about here?
Yeah.
Okay, and can you smile?
I don't like smiling.
I know, it's not very nice. I have to check all the nerves in your head are working. Okay, what I'm going to do, we're going to take this off very briefly.
Right.
Okay, and I'm going to have a feel of your neck. But what we need to do is not have you move your head
Okay.
because we're checking to see if you've got a broken neck.
Yeah.
So we like to not move it. Have you normally got any problems with your neck, my darling?
No.
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 Okay. I'm going to hold this. My lovely colleague's going to come and take this thing off your neck. All right. Try and move all of you as little as possible, because it does us no good if you keep your head still and move the rest of you, okay?
Right.
Don't move. How's that?
That's right.
Okay. No, can't clear it. We're putting everything back on, my darling, but I'm going to move this. Oh, head still. Head still. That's it. I've got you.
Eric's neck pain is a sign he may have sustained a serious injury from his fall.
Anyone who's old, especially older, who's whacked their head in a significant manner and has pain in their neck, if you break it and you damage your spinal cord, you can paralyse yourself.
Dr. Farraher sends Eric for an urgent CT scan to find out if he's broken his neck. But there's no let-up for the team, as another emergency call comes in. Pushing in a 68-year-old woman who's had a severe fall. She's got broken bones and is struggling to breathe.
Perfect. How long are you going to be? Cheers. Thanks.
Junior Dr. Tom Lee prepares for her arrival in Resus.
Just going to have a chat with these lovely paramedics and find out what's been going on, okay?
Right, so this is Susan, and she's fallen backwards, gone to save herself and fractured her arm. Well, she's got a productive cough, some green phlegm. We've been struggling to keep her sats up. Started off on 24%, went much good with her oxygen. Ended up having to put her on 100%, which did increase it up to into 90s. But as soon as you take that off, she needs saturation.
Okay.
Susan's oxygen saturations are very low, and if not quickly addressed, it could affect her heart and brain.
What's happened this morning?
Something giggling.
Yeah?
I fell.
And you fell? What happened? Do you remember falling?
Not really, no.
Not really. And tell me about your breathing. What's been going on this last couple of days? Is it worse than usual? It is. You have to think about what's ultimately going to affect the patient the most and what's going to put their life at risk. It's very unlikely that you're going to die from a broken wrist, but unfortunately breathing problems can be that severe. So, Susan, what we need to do is we're going to get some bloods off you, give you some antibiotics and some nebulizers to help with your breathing.
Susan also has COPD, a progressive lung disease, so Dr. Lee needs to test her lung function. The breathing's the main concern at the moment. Obviously, breathing and airway is the thing that's going to make you most unwell most quickly. Susan's fracture will have to wait to be treated, because the next hour is critical. If her breathing doesn't improve, her life is in danger. Barnsley Casualty is full, and it's putting pressure on the staff.
Yeah, just do your best, Lois, that's all you can do.
The hospital drafts in lead nurse Steph to try to deal with the situation and clear the backlog of patients.
So, we're still -3 beds. That's looking positive. Oh no, we've got 2.
Yep, they're up. I think they've gone. Just need to take them off now.
Are we getting nursing staff down?
Yeah, we're 3 down.
3? Qualified or?
Yeah, I know. The nature of A&E, you never ever know what you're going to walk into. 1 minute department can be calm, and then 5 minutes later, it can be absolute chaos. I know, I am smiling under this mask, honestly. I am.
Resus is full, and conditioned COPD for a long time. But now, she's struggling to breathe.
Susan, I've got some antibiotic to give you if that's okay.
Nurse Georgia and Dr. Lee are treating her. An X-ray has been ordered to assess Susan's lungs.
Susan, my name's Becky. We're just going to do a chest X-ray, okay, sweetheart?
The hope is it might shed some light on why her oxygen levels are so poor.
Okay, Susan, keep that chin up. Big breath in. Try and hold it. Well done.
Maybe something at the left base. So, quite congested all over. It looks like there might be a patch of something down in her left base. It could be the infection. Certainly looks like there's something on there. So, see what blood tests show and go from there.
With the X-ray showing signs of infection, Susan's blood tests also don't make for good reading.
It's a little bit acidotic, retaining quite a lot of CO2. So, the worrying thing, if you look at the gases compared to the first one we took, is that despite all the treatment we've managed to give her, she seems to be getting worse rather than better.
Susan, you know where you are? Where are you? Can you squeeze this hand for
Susan's been struggling with a lung condition for years, but now she's deteriorating. Dr. Lee rings her husband.
Hello, is that Russell? Hello, Russell. My name's Tom. I'm one of the doctors from Barnsley A&E. I'm just looking after your wife, Susan. Delivering bad news is never an easy thing to do. I think the most important thing for me is to just try and imagine if I was that relative or that patient in that situation, how would I want that news to be broken to me? Unfortunately, due to how unwell she is at the moment and how she's been smoking for a long time and unfortunately done quite a lot of damage to her lungs, I'm not sure that in the event that her heart or lungs did stop working, I'm not sure we would be able to resuscitate her even if we tried. It's never an easy thing to get right. I think you just got to try and empathise as much as you can in that situation. This would only be in the event that her heart and lungs stopped working. Obviously we're still going to keep treating her. Does that make sense, Russell? Okay. I'm sorry, Russell, that's a really rubbish conversation to have with someone over the phone. Okay, no problem. All the best. Bye.
The team will now monitor Susan closely, hoping she starts to respond to treatment.
What have we got here? I've got another nurse coming out at 4, so I'm going to prepare into assessment 2. That's where we're at a minute.
In the hub, lead nurse
It's not looking great. It's not going to get better, is it?
and patients are taking their frustrations out on the team.
Are you okay?
We're just getting grief off patients about the weight.
I know.
It's bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. So like, just send me home. And I'm like, not even been seen by a doctor yet.
About, I think 5 people gone. I don't know where they've gone to, so they must have discharged themselves.
Now more than ever, the casualty team needs to get patients moving. In resus, as one bed is freed up, it's quickly taken by another 999 emergency. A teenager is in extreme pain following a sports injury. He can't move his arm. Paediatric nurse Greg is waiting to receive the patient and get the handover from the paramedics.
This is Jude.
Yep.
He's a 16-year-old male. He's been at school playing football. He's gone in for a tackle and fallen, landing on his left side. Mum has arrived at school to try and get him to go in the car. Due to the positioning of his arm, he can't bend it down, he can't move it. It literally stays in that L-shaped position. She couldn't get in the car, so called for us.
How do you feel? Alright. No, you don't feel sick or anything, no? No. It's just what, pain?
Registrar Dr. Gemma Hartshorn is assigned to Jude's case.
I think I decided in senior school that I wanted to become a doctor. Jude, hello. I'm Gemma. I'm one of the doctors. If my parents had had their way, I'd probably be an engineer now, but not to be, and here I am. I'm going to try and sort your shoulder out for you. Where does it hurt? Just in there. Okie dokie. And what did you do?
Fell over on my shoulder at football.
Straight onto it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to feel your shoulder. Is that all right? So I'm going to touch you like this on the other side. Can you feel it here?
Yeah.
Can you feel it here?
Slightly.
Slightly. Can you make an O sign for me, like this? We'll keep supporting your arm. Keep your fingers like that. So keep them really tight together the best you can. Lovely. And the most pain's all around here?
Yeah.
Looking at the way he's holding his shoulder, I think he's dislocated it in a way that we don't typically see. I'm going to get you around for an x-ray. I think it's dislocated, but I need to make sure it's not broken as well. And then we need to put it back for you. Once it's back, and if it's not broken, it will, I promise you, feel an awful lot better.
If the x-ray shows that Jude's shoulder is broken, he'll need emergency surgery to fix it.
Now we'll go find the cup, so we get next one.
With waiting times rising, hospital site matron Alison has been called to Casualty to deal with the situation.
So we've only got 3, is that up to you?
No, so this one's now in cubicle 10.
Yeah, and that one has. So we've only got
No,
2.
there's more than 2. There's definitely more than 2. I've just been up back corridor. Let me just have another look. Right. So there's 2 outside as well there. So
we've got 6.
yeah, this one's gone in. So the longest one has been here for, 62 minutes? And there's 2 inbound. Red phone's just gone twice as well.
Yeah, where's
1739 is 103.
Right, so, okay. 103 minutes, Alison.
this is going to not rectify of the next 48.
No, I know
I
it's
don't think at all.
With case numbers not going down and ambulance waiting times going up, the pressure's on to get patients discharged or admitted to the wards. One patient being assessed is Eric. After a fall at home, he needs a CT scan to see if he's damaged his neck. Dr. Farraher is looking over the results in the hub.
Looking to see if there's any obvious fractures. So this is like the very, very top of the C-spine coming down. You just want all of these different ones to be intact.
She's now ready to deliver her findings to Eric.
Eric, how are you doing? Would you like some good news?
Would I like some?
Good news.
I certainly would. I don't know.
You don't have a broken neck on the scan, so I can take this off.
That's good.
Alright, I'm going to sit you up. Alright, ready? How's that?
Oh, better.
Have you got any pain?
No.
No. So, if we can get you up and about, and you're okay, and your wife is happy
She's always happy to
that
see
you're okay, then we'll let you go.
Eric will now be monitored to make sure there are no other complications before being allowed home. The department might be under pressure, but volunteer Jane is on hand to keep the team's morale up.
It is vital work, this. Sweet draw is vital to the smooth running of the A&E department. How's that? Sometimes these doctors and nurses, they just need that little bit extra sugar rush. So that's where sweet draw comes in handy. It's a quick fix. I know probably some dietitians will say it shouldn't have it and this, that and other, but hey, whatever. Darling, this sweet draw in your capable hands now. You've just been promoted now. All them years at medical school to stand guard on sweetie drawer. I think the things that we as volunteers do make a difference to patients and staff. I'm really proud of being part of that.
The team will need more than a sugar rush to get through this shift. An overcrowded department is now increasing ambulance wait times.
Cubicle 5, that's right.
Yes, cubicle 5 is free. How many ambulances are on the back corridor now?
Is there about 5 or 6?
Yes.
6.
Yeah.
Right, and then what?
Is it empty now? I'll send next one in.
Yes, yeah.
Can next ambulance go into cubicle 5, please? Thank you.
Lead nurse Steph calls Yorkshire Ambulance Services Operation Command. They need to know how long their crews are spending in casualty.
So we've currently got 75 patients in our department. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 12 or 13 away in AMU, which takes a lot of our cubicles up. So your crews are going to be here for quite a long time. The longest crew's been here for 87 minutes. Okay. All right. Thanks very much. Bye.
The team needs to free up beds to make way for the waiting ambulances. But if patient Jude has broken his dislocated shoulder, he'll need admitting for surgery.
Hey mate, how about that? They're nice to you. That's what we like.
Dr. Hartshorn is in the hub looking over his scans.
This is the head of the humerus, and it should be up here, and it's kind of below the joint. So it's definitely dislocation, and it looks like it's probably an inferior type of dislocation, which isn't the most typical we normally see.
Jude's shoulder isn't broken, but a dislocation of this nature needs a clear plan to get it back into joint.
Julian, can't decide where it is, other than not in the right place. Jude's injury is reasonably unusual. It's certainly the first time I'd seen this injury, which is one of the reasons I spoke to Dr. Julian. So he's holding his arm like this and won't put it down by his side, which made us think it was inferior. Because normally it's here if it's anterior, isn't it?
Really, so you just need to put it out.
So just pull it keep it going the trajectory that he's already in? Okay.
Pull it out. You should lock back in.
Okay.
Just relax it. Pull it.
Plan agreed. Jude and his mum can be updated on the course of treatment.
So, your shoulder is dislocated, but there's no broken bones, which is good. Okay? Because that means we can do something about it, and once we fix it for you...
Procedure isn't straightforward. It's also the first time Dr. Hartshorn has attempted to treat this rare dislocation. If she can't get the shoulder back into joint, he'll need emergency surgery. Barnsley Casualty is over capacity, with a backlog of ambulance patients waiting to be seen and a shortage of beds. Site matron Alison is updating the hospital's senior management.
Attempt to get on top of if we got we have still got 78 patients still. Yeah, there's been quite 20 odd in over the last couple of hours.
Matron Alison manages to free some beds on the ward.
So that should give us a bit of breathing space.
Oh, that's fab.
The team can now focus on getting the numbers already in the department down.
We're going to give you some medication, like an anaesthetic.
In resus, 16-year-old Jude's shoulder is dislocated after a nasty fall playing football. Dr. Hartshorn is ready to attempt to get his arm back into its socket.
Okay. Any questions at all from either of you? Lovely. Are you ready?
Don't worry, you'll not feel anything.
So they just
no
put it back in
fracture.
place and that's it?
Yeah.
Right.
Right then, put this bit in your mouth, and I want you to keep your lips around it and breathe in and out through your mouth. Okay? So it's a bit funny. It will get better, I promise you.
Let it work.
So you need to keep it in your mouth the whole time. Take a deep breath in. Fill your lungs bigger than that. Really deep breath. That's better. That's it. You're doing really well.
Jude needs to be completely relaxed before the doctors can attempt to put his shoulder back in place.
Some nice deep breaths for me, Jude. Well done.
If he stiffens up or fights, he could cause further damage.
Deep breaths. Well done. How you feeling?
Whoa.
Turn that arm for me. Is that feeling better?
Yeah.
Good.
What? This is so weird.
Feel a bit spaced out?
Yeah.
You can have a good giggle now. So maybe I should have mentioned it's like I've given him a couple of pints. We're going to put a sling. You're all done.
Sure.
That's fun though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good stuff, hey? So his shoulder looks like the other one again now. There's a nice little as it went back. Yeah, it's about traction as much as anything else rather than strength, luckily, because I've got none of that. So I'll get you around for another x-ray, make sure we have put it back to where it should be. But given that it doesn't hurt anymore and you've not got any medication going, hopefully it's in the right place. Okay, lovely. I actually really quite enjoy treating dislocations. It's quite a satisfying thing to do because you really can see an immediate end result.
How do you feel now?
Weird.
Alright, mate. Around here, pal.
It went in pretty easy, didn't it? Thank goodness.
I'll thank God it's over.
It all went well.
Yeah, I'm very pleased. It makes me very happy when you do something useful. Thank you.
A follow-up x-ray revealed his arm was back in position. Jude and his mum Charlie can go home, freeing up another bed. But the team is still struggling with the large numbers of patients waiting to be seen.
Try and find space. It's going to be difficult, but there's 80 patients in the department, which we can't manage. There's only 10 cubicles. It's horrendous.
There are no free beds in resus, where Dr. Lee is treating Susan. she's still struggling to breathe.
You seem a bit drowsy. Is that normal for you? Can I shine this light in your eyes? Open them up for me, nice and wide.
Susan's condition is deteriorating fast, so Registrar Dr. Dan Buick is brought onto her case.
She's a lady who has had an unwitnessed fall at home this morning. She can't remember it. She's also been feeling generally unwell for the last couple of days, more short of breath, productive cough, and stats were initially very low with Yaz, about 78%.
Is that air-driven or is that...
That's air-driven, I think. George has just changed it.
I'll sort out. Thank you. Cheers.
The decision is made to move Susan to another area of resus, where they have specialist breathing equipment, which will hopefully stabilise her.
The blood tests have gone a bit worse than we would have liked. Things don't look like they were going quite the way we'd hoped, so we'll move it to our other resus, try non-invasive ventilation, see if that can help improve her oxygen levels. But I think the next sort of 12 to 24 hours will probably be the critical time to see how well she picks up.
Slightly tacky. I'll pass you on this fluid.
I'm not too worried. Thanks, mate.
Sister Benita has fitted a mask for Susan that will increase the oxygen into her body and help her to breathe out more carbon dioxide, relieving the pressure on her lungs.
Right, I'm going to lay down for 2 minutes. Pull you up. Good night, mate. 2 minutes. I know. 2 minutes, mate. Go.
We are a little bit out of tricks. It is one of those situations where we might not get the result that we want, but she's responding to the treatment that we're giving her, which is encouraging. So, as I say, I'd hope she would pick up.
Over the next day, Susan did manage to stabilise and was transferred to the hospital's respiratory ward, where she remained for 6 weeks before being discharged.
Is this anybody?
At the risk of getting in the way, Volunteer Jane has a regular job every week, dealing with the constant stream of lost property.
That's been here months. Is these anybody's? Has there anybody lost the ski goggles? They're not in your PP out like that. No? Right. Nobody seems to do lost property when I'm not here.
And there's one item that keeps turning up.
We've got a selection of walking sticks. It always amazes me how we end up with all these. That's a nice one, isn't it? Does anybody want a walking stick?
All right.
No.
But Volunteer Jane does have one taker.
What's a really good clean? Yeah, will do. Yeah, a really good clean, that.
Move your head from side to side. You move your head. Okay.
One patient getting ready to leave is Eric. He's been given the all clear after being found by his wife collapsed on the floor.
You got any pain in it, Eric?
No.
And you don't feel sick?
No.
Dr. Farraher is on hand to help him get back on his feet.
You alright?
How are you there?
How do you feel?
All right.
You alright walking?
Yeah. I'm on.
Do you feel normal?
It'll never will be.
It's normal for you. Alright, here you go. Come back on.
Thank you.
Eric's collected by his daughter-in-law, Diane.
Now look see how beautiful I am.
It feels a bit over-dramatic occasionally, but if we miss stuff like that,
It's coming to the end of Volunteer Jane's shift.
He's messing about with Crayola. He likes messing about with Crayola pens.
Writing down who's here today.
All right.
And she has some news about her own availability.
I thought I'd let you know personally. You're going to have plenty of time for your ears to heal. Because after today, I'm off. I've finished for 8 weeks. I love volunteering. I'm part of a team. I'm part of something special in a way. Right, does anybody else want anything before I go? No? Excellent. I just like being able to think that I can help in some small part. You know, in the community. I'll go and put my feet up in sun. Not my pub. No, I'll see you later. Ta-ra, love. See you.
Volunteer Jane may have clocked off, but the team are busy getting through the backlog of ambulances.
Well, Susan, yeah.
I'm Drew, I'm one of the doctors, and with Jess, one of our nurses. We'll just get a bit of a handover, and then we'll have a chat, okay?
In ambulance admissions, Ken is the next patient to be handed over by paramedics.
He's woke up this morning, short of breath, vomited twice, feeling very lethargic. He does suffer with chronic lymphatic leukemia. He's had a triple heart bypass, and we've put him on 3 litres of oxygen because his sats was low.
I'm just a little bit nice.
You're doing really well though, Ken.
Ken has a weakened immune system, so it's crucial Registrar Dr. Drew Greer diagnoses him quickly.
So what's been happening with you then?
That's good, it's my hands. Just kept falling asleep. I'm getting the rest. I'm going to come down my daughter's like naked and stuff, and then got ambulance and like that.
You feel alright when you went to bed last night?
Yeah, fine last night, yeah.
Any pain in your chest?
I did a little pump round my heart.
Yeah, have you?
Yeah, but
Let's have a listen into your chest. Lean forward for me. I've got you. Right. Big breaths in and out your mouth. That's fine. Put yourself back. We just need to take a blood sample from you and give you some antibiotics. I think you've got a chest infection. Do you live by yourself or do you live with
yes, I live by myself, yeah.
Do you get any help at home?
Come here, my daughter. Give me an hand
Sharp scratch coming up.
As Ken has leukemia, fatal.
Right, my darling, you're going for an X-ray, I believe. I'm just believe you.
With blood tests sent off, Ken will also need an X-ray to determine how seriously infected his lungs are. The team is starting to move patients onto the wards, but there's still a large number of paramedics waiting to hand over patients. But some patients are given priority, like Brenda, who's had a fall at her care home.
So this is Brenda, she's 91. 92, sorry Brenda. This morning she's opened her door and a chap's fallen into Brenda's room. She's then tripped over him, bashed her head on the floor in the corridor.
Nurse Sarah is on ambulance admissions.
Have you got any problems with your vision now, Brenda? You've obviously got a bit of swelling to that left eye, haven't you?
But her left eye is closing up in front of me, yeah.
The right one is okay.
Right, just pop that finger for me. Get a little bit tight on your arm, won't you?
With obs taken, Nurse Sarah can now see how badly Brenda's hurt her eye.
Just going to have a little look and then we're going to decide what we're going to do after. So your eye is very swollen.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. What did you actually bang your head on? The floor?
On the floor. It's carpeted.
Carpeted
Like
floor.
corridor.
I'm just going to go and get some cleaning things and some dressing, and I'm going to clean it up for you and just see what we can do with it. Is that alright?
The cut will need cleaning and sticking back together.
No.
So I'm going to put some glue in this cut on the side of your eyebrow.
Alright.
And then I'm going to put some steri strips over it as well. Okay? Lovely. Look at you, you're all patched up now. So what we're going to do now is have a CT scan, just because you've fallen and banged your head. Is that alright?
Brenda's oxygen levels have dropped since her fall, so she'll need a CT scan to make sure she doesn't have a bleed on her brain. All shift, Barnsley Casualty Harriet now need to get through the backlog of patients.
There's going to be 20 beds, so we will place all these patients, and then we'll have another 7.
Right, and that's it for night?
Yes, that's it for night.
Okay, walk-ins are fine.
Good.
Yeah, no problem.
Alright. With a few hours left in the shift, patient waiting time is finally lowering.
Oops, let me get it. I'm tangled up. Right back. Right, Flower, got you a cup of tea and some biscuits. Is that alright? Can you reach it from there, Brenda? I've put it on the table, lovey. You want me to open them for you?
In cubicle 6, Nurse Lisa is looking after 92-year-old Brenda. Following a fall at her care home, her oxygen levels are dangerously low.
Borrow your finger, sweetheart, this one. Hi, darling. You alright? Alright, sweetheart.
Her case has been taken over by consultant Dr. James Griffiths. The result of her X-ray and CT scan are being reviewed.
Hello, is it Brenda? My name's James, I'm another one of the doctors. How are you feeling?
I'm alright.
Okay. So, I've just come to tell you the results of your scans. So, despite the fact that you look like you've been boxing with Mike Tyson, the scan on your face and your head is absolutely fine. Now, I think the concern, Brenda, is because you're needing oxygen to keep your oxygen levels up, that we're going to maybe need to keep you in just overnight, see how your chest fares. But I think we wouldn't want to let you go home whilst you're still needing this oxygen. Okay.
Brenda's moved on to a ward where she can be monitored closely. After a day of gridlock, the team are finally getting patients moving.
Cubicle 1 needs to go down to green. Brilliant.
And then
down there, then we can take next one into 5.
Yeah.
And then we can get
Another one in there. Yeah.
Thank you.
And either discharged or transferred onto the wards. One patient waiting to find out if he'll be admitted is Ken. He's got leukemia and has been for an X-ray to see if he has pneumonia.
How are you feeling at the minute, Ken?
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
You're alright. Your chest X-ray looks okay.
Oh, fine, yeah.
But we're still treating you for an infection. You now need an oxygen. You've been quite breathless compared to usual, so we need to cover those bases.
Infection confirmed, Ken will need to be admitted into hospital, where they can continue to monitor him.
So, your bed's ready upstairs on ward.
Right.
Jess thinks you look like Jim Bowen.
I'll take your glasses off, Eva. I don't know.
Ken spent 2 weeks in hospital being treated for the infection, before being able to go back home. It's the end of the shift, and before everyone leaves, there's a flurry of excitement in the hub.
Grab some towels as well.
After a really tough year for the NHS, Deputy CEO Bob Curtin has asked lead nurse Hannah to gather the team, so he can personally thank them on behalf of everyone they've cared for.
So, down here today, just to say thank you very much in what's been an incredibly hard time. This is a bag that we're going to give to every member of staff and volunteers that have been very kindly donated through the charity, but more importantly, a day's annual leave for every member of staff. And it's really just to say thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
We've seen that sort of community spirit over the last 6 months with the pandemic and the support for the NHS, and it made those really difficult days worth doing.
Thank you for everything you've done.
Thank you.
I'm part of a team, and it's a brilliant team, whether it's volunteers, doctors, nurses. I couldn't think of doing anything else, quite frankly.
Get a few days on leave. Next day, then you'll leave. Why? Because of COVID years.
I just still get a buzz from coming to work, and I would have left Barnsley years ago if it hadn't been for the staff here.
You've all members of staff an extra day of annual leave for 2021 next year. Nursing is in my blood, and even after the shifts that we have, for some reason keep wanting to come back and do it again and again. I'll never leave A&E. I absolutely love it. You? I just love it.
It's been a tough time for everyone in the NHS, but no matter what they're faced with, the team at Barnsley Casualty will always be there, 24/7.
Exploring a winter wonderland, Susan Cowman's Christmas cruising around the magical Norwegian coastline, brand new next Monday at 9, and Tonight Red next.